important it is that you get recognized. Am I right? It's a very important thing for each one of you. Yes? Am I right? Yeah, you want to be, and millennials want to be recognized every day, that we are doing a good job or how great a job you are doing and what way you are rewarded on top of it. Am I right? So we did our study along with our partners, Rewardian, on how the Indian companies as well as global companies are adopting on employee recognition and rewarding them. And that report, it is our pleasure and honor to launch it here. And thank you, Andrew, for being a partner for this. And we have been in partnering this for quite some time, am I right? So I will now give the phone, not phone, sorry. Maybe I'm disoriented. I will, since Emily is here, and she will talk about how important recognition and reward is from global perspective. And after that, we will launch the report, and I'll request Andrew to say few words on what are the key findings of the report. Emily.
Good afternoon. So earlier this morning, we talked a lot about lifelong learning. We talked about making workplaces inclusive. As we create these inclusive workplaces with good culture, we need to make sure that we are letting our employees know how valued they are. That helps us with our retention efforts, and we all know that when we are bringing in people at a faster clip than we are keeping them, that impacts the bottom line. So we need to be innovative, to think outside the box, and to do so, to make sure that we are creating programs that will promote employee engagement and retain our employees. We need to look to the experts about what it is that will keep them interested, what we're doing right, and what we need much improvement upon. And this doesn't just matter in the States, it matters globally. This report, of course, is relevant to India, but Andrew and I were talking earlier today about even at SHRM, we're trying to look at how we can do a better job with employee engagement. Allow our people managers to have more flexibility in the projects and not just do it once or twice a year when we're recognizing anniversaries. So to do this here within India, globally, it's really SHRM saying that we understand the importance of rewarding our employees and giving them their own unique experience in that reward process, not just at Big SHRM in Alexandria, Virginia, but globally. Andrew, great work, and thank you so much for your partnership.
So, first of all, I'm going to just walk you through some of the findings that we found from the report. And some of the key things we first found out was that approximately about 59% of companies in India are currently using reward programs. And I just want to start with the employee, in my perspective, is your first customer. So if you've not got a happy employee, you're probably not going to have a happy customer. And so my perspective is focus on the employees first, and then your customers will have a great experience also. And a couple of years back, I met the CHRO from Taj Hotels, and Taj is one of our clients, and Dr. Murphy kind of explained to me that the culture of Taj is ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. So I hope for those who've stayed here, you know, you've experienced that. But I thought it was quite a powerful statement in one of the cultural values of Taj. And so a lot of these companies are using the programs right now to increase the values or to get their employees sharing those values with the customers so that it's a good experience. The challenge is the C-suite is sometimes reluctant on applying budget to these kind of programs. And the reason being is that traditionally, sometimes they've been a little bit fuzzy and warm and fuzzy and feel good, but show me the numbers. And the accountants or the CFOs in the company will say, you know, figures don't lie, but liars do figure. And so I think we've got to start positioning these kind of programs in a financial or aligning with the business objectives of the company in financial formats and also milestones and deliverables. and aligning the goals and objectives with the whole company, not just feel-good factors because the employees showed up. So these were some of the recommendations we did about aligning the goals of the organization with the HR function so that the whole company, as a CHRO says, charge, he or she is not looking behind his back to say who's with me, because we know that most people who've bought into the company and the company's values are going to be right behind you. The next thing we looked at was rewards, and this is currently what's happening in the reward arena, is that international travel seems to be very important, so do career opportunities. That's currently what's happening. What we found, an emerging theme, was that rewards should be commensurate with the achievement. And so what we mean by that is each contribution an employee makes, we recommend putting in a weighted average, because everything's important, but some of the contributions are massive, and some are medium, and some are low, but they all need to be recognized. And instead of giving the same award or recognition, it needs to be outstanding performance should get outstanding rewards. It's kind of, in a nutshell, where we got to. And the way that we actually do that is by customizing rewards around the achievement. So instead of just giving someone a cup or a t-shirt or a mug, the challenge there is if employees are not motivated for the reward, they're not going to excel to try and achieve the goals and objectives you've set before them. Now, if you allow those employees to choose the reward and give them a catalogue selection with hundreds of thousands of items, whether a guy wants a new golf club, a lady wants a day at the spa with her girlfriends, you name it, allow the employees to pick their own rewards from the get-go, and they can put it on a wish list, and they'll work towards that goal because they really want to achieve it, because they want the prize at the end of it. And I promise you this, I know I won't keep you too long because it's coming up to lunch and a hungry belly. I'm not going to fight with one of those for time, so I'll whip through these things pretty quick. The other thing we looked at was the different types of programs that you can operate. And what we've found in the past is that a lot of these programs were just focused on individuals and teams, and they were very periodic as well. So what we're recommending for the long term is you design the programs, again, with the strategic business plans. So we can break down the programs into individual components that you can design and structure it so that over time, we're evaluating the performance of the program and the people so we can show the high achievers, we can benchmark behavior, and then we can show the different members of staff where they are on that level. So this was the constructs that we came up, is recognition should be ongoing, and it should also be instantaneous or on the spot or in the moment. And what I mean by that is, as opposed traditionally, somebody gets wrote up, did a great job, goes to regional office, the report, then to head office, then 2 months later, the employee gets a notice saying, well done, Sanjay. Well, he's probably forgot what he did by then. But technology has now enabled us to do things that we could never do before. So on-the-spot recognition can be given by a manager through his mobile phone. When he sees Sanjay with a customer, he can go, hey, Sanjay, that was a fantastic job. There's 50 points or whatever. And so as soon as Sanjay's finished with that customer, he knows what he did well and why, and he's rewarded, so he's motivated to do more of that kind of behavior. The other thing we found was about administration and the way programs are currently operated, that there's some, you don't just want to operate it periodically. And what we're finding is that, again, traditional employee of the month, quarter, and we're actually making the recognitions based on periods as opposed to based on action and based on contribution, which is a lot more important. The emergence of technology has enabled us to do these things, and technology is actually a necessity in the process, because for the first time we can capture everything in one portal, and then we can start segmenting the employees, their activity and the behaviors, and we can start communicating with them on a much more engaging way on an individual basis, as opposed to a cookie cutter email from HR. It's not personal at all. So we're everyone's an individual, everyone's personal, and you've seen a lot of marketing companies now being able to treat you as an individual. Well, that's what the HR function needs to do as well. And then the upside for that, being able to capture everything digital, is to be able to do the analysis of what's going on, the return on investment for the company, and also gives the HR department the reason on why the company should invest more more rupees with the workforce. Almost there. Yeah. Furthermore, especially with the millennials are using multiple channels, devices, so these programs have to work on all those channels and devices. So on demand, when the user is interfacing with the program, they need it to be in the format that they like and accessible on demand. So basically my time's up now, so leaving you with our ABCDE approach to recognitions. These are just a quick summary of the findings that we found. I don't know if there's any questions, but my time's up, but thank you everyone, and I hope you got something from the presentation.